Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2018 season. Hope you are all well. We kicked off yesterday with our School of Hard Knocks series again in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so it's absolutely awesome to be back. Had a good couple of games yesterday. Second game was a bit mediocre. I think highlighted some of our thought processes in board positions where we maybe felt a bit too threatening, didn't want to take risks and things like that, and we kind of just led ourselves into a loss ultimately, and we need to kind of just readdress those today and take a little bit more time to think about things. It is obviously hard with the timer, the new timer that we have from 10 minutes to 5 minutes, but it's something just to keep in mind as well, but when we're in game to do that today. So let's see how we get on. But we've got our first matchup of the day, a rain team. So this will be interesting to see how we go up against this, because it is going to consist of Pelipper, Ludicolo, Landorus-T in form, Metagross, Lele, and Aegislash, Tapu Lele, I should say. So what are we looking at here? We've obviously probably got a Tailwind mode in the team with the Pelipper. Obviously got that Auto Rain mode that's going to power up Ludicolo. Probably looking at Landorus-T with Thunder. Then you've got Mega Metagross, I would say, is the Mega on the team. Aegislash going to be your kind of pivot support to switch in, defensive support there. And probably an answer to stuff like Cresselia as well. And then you've got Tapu Lele as well. Could be Scarfed, could be, but I don't know. We will have to wait and see. So, what are we going to do to line up against this? Let's go Naganadel and maybe Kangaskhan. I think we need Heatran, even though it's terrible against the rain part of this team. And maybe Tapu Fini, or maybe Landorus instead of the Heatran. No, let's go with this. Too late to go back. I just think that Landorus, because we've got the Z move on it, we've got the Grandian Z, it's a really good option against stuff like Aegislash. I'm regretting not bringing it slightly right now, because even in defense mode, if we're not intimidated, we can still pick up the KO against it if it's like a 252 4 HP variant, which is pretty nice. We do see my opponent just lead off with Ludicolo Pelipper though, and we will lead off with our Naganadel and Kangaskhan. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. I'm probably still getting the name wrong. So what we're looking at here, we're probably looking at Fake Out coming out from the Ludicolo. Where is it going to go into though? You've got to imagine it probably goes into the Kangaskhan, and then maybe a Tailwind gets set up. This could give us an option to go for our own Tailwind, or it could give us an option to go for a Sludge Bomb potentially into that Ludicolo, or a Snarl as well. Like, a Snarl's not a bad option here, because we could just go I think primarily we want to go Tailwind and maybe Mega Evolve and Fake Out into the Pelipper. So let's see where my opponent's Fake Out's coming out, because you've got to imagine, no Fake Out coming out from my opponent. So this will mean that we're probably going to see a Z move from this Ludicolo. Oh no. Okay, is that not a Swift Swim Ludi then? Because there's no way that should be outspeeding us in the rain. Pelipper flinches, so we get our Tailwind up, which is good. So we can just go for that Sludge Bomb into Ludi now. And just double edge into the Pelipper just to get rid of that threat of Tailwind speed control on my opponent's side of the field. So Ludi's going to actually protect. So Pelipper opt in here, I think, probably to go for a Tailwind if it can, but hopefully the double edge should be enough to pick up the kill. Yeah. So we take away that option for my opponent. And let's see what my opponent brings in now. So we're in a nice position because we do have the Tailwind set up, so we're going to be outspeeding like pretty much everything. We know that Ludicolo protected last turn, so we can just Sludge Bomb and Double Edge into that slot, to be honest, because the Sludge Bomb isn't enough to take it down, then the Double Edge will finish it off. And if the Sludge Bomb does take it down, then the Double Edge will redirect into that Thunderous slot. But like we see, the Sludge Bomb is enough. We are going to get a Beast Boost, and because we're running Modest Naganadel, which I think we can get away with, to be honest, because we've got Tailwind with it and Fake Out support, and we've got a lot of options to try and be able to get that up. I feel like Modest and the special attack boost is a lot more beneficial. And as we see, the Double Edge redirected into that Thunderous Therian form and taking it down pretty quickly. So we're just left with that Metagross, which is gonna be probably the Mega, but at this point I feel like the match is so far away from my opponent. We can just Hidden Power. Ground is what we've got on the Naganadel, and let's just Sucker Punch as well with that Kang, and my opponent just forfeits. So that was a bit of a flash in the pan, a very quick one. Good game to my opponent. I think the big thing there was the Ludicolo. It must have been Rain Dish. My opponent must have had the wrong ability on it, because that would have changed things slightly. You know, the Kangaskhan wouldn't have been able to get the Fake Out onto the Pelipper there. Pelipper would have been able to attack. So it would have turned out quite differently from the start, but we would have had a Tailwind up with Naganadel. So it would have been interesting to see where that one went anyway, but we might even get 3 games in today if we've got time for it. We're quite quick into the episode today, so we'll see how things pan out. But yeah, we have our next opponent straight away. So the ladder is thriving at the minute. There's loads of people on, so it's good for us at least. Now, my next opponent has a really interesting team. Blaziken, Sableye, Kartana, Gastrodon, Vikavolt, and Mimikyu. So, we know that Sableye has that Prankster ability, has access to things like Will-O-Wisp as well, so we do need to be a bit mindful of that. Speed control here, you're looking at Mimikyu, I'd imagine. Blaziken could be the Mega, probably is the Mega on the team. And does have that speed boost ability, so I feel like Trick Room for ourselves is going to be the more beneficial mode here, because the big offensive threats are going to be quite speedy in that Kartana and the Blaziken. Heatran's going to be good, but we do need to be careful of the Gastrodon, that's the only thing. Right, what do we do? Let's lead Kang, and let's lead Tapu Fini as well. Let's bring Heatran definitely in the back, and I think we're going to need our Intimidate support here. And let's forgo our speed control. And the last time we did this didn't work out too well, I don't think, but no, the last time we did this was the very first episode, and that was fine. So ignore me, but so we'll lead Kang, Fini. We will get a Misty Terrain up. Yeah, and Gastrodon, Sableye come up for my opponent here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm not gonna Mega Evolve, I don't think. I'm just gonna Fake Out that Sableye. Stop it doing any shenanigan stuff here with the Scrappy ability, because it is Ghost Dark type, so would normally be immune to those normal type attacks, but with the Scrappy ability, like I say, you know, we've already seen it on that Blacephalon in yesterday's episode that we can Fake it out with that Scrappy ability. And I'm just going to go for a Moonblast into the Gastrodon and start trying to get some damage onto that thing, because once that's removed, then Heatran has a lot easier of a time. We do see Vikavolt come in for my opponent, so we will get a Fake Out onto it. Okay. And a Moonblast into that Gastrodon. Okay, so that's good. And it just goes for a Recover. I've got a feeling that maybe a Double Edge is going to be enough to take down this Vikavolt. So I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I'm just going to go for that Double Edge into the Vikavolt. My opponent really hasn't got too many options. I'm just going to go for another Moonblast as well. Because if that Gastrodon doesn't recover and goes for an attack, then we can take it down the next turn, the following turn. We're not seeing any switches come out from my opponent. We're just going to get that double edge straight into the Vikavolt. Is it going to be enough though? Yeah. Okay, so Vikavolt does go down. We take a bit of a recoil, but that's fine. We'll get this Moonblast into the Gastrodon. Like I say, if it doesn't recover again, then it's kind of pinned for the next turn because, yeah, it's going for an Earth Power. Get some damage into that Kang slot. But my opponent can bring in the Sableye now. And it will have access to Fake Out potentially. But because of the Misty Terrain up on the field, we don't need to worry too much about the... Okay. So Blaziken coming in. May need to adjust our board position slightly. I want to get Landorus and get an Intimidate off onto it. And I'm just going to go for another Moonblast into the Gastrodon. We know the Sableye's in the back, so the Gastrodon can't really switch out to the Sableye. Because the Sableye will go down. If the Gastrodon doesn't have Protect, then we will pick up a KO here. Do get Landorus and get that Intimidate off, which is going to be pretty important. We do need to be a little bit aware though if this Blaziken could potentially have Hidden Part Ice. Back in previous formats, 2015, you saw like just normal Blaziken, even though Mega Blaziken was available, with like a Life Orb, have Hidden Part Ice, because it was able after a speed boost to outspeed Scoff Landorus and then KO with the Hidden Part Ice, so it was a good tech. But as you see here, it just goes for an Earthquake. We are going to take that with our Finny, pick up a KO on Gastrodon, and there's that speed boost from that Blaziken. So Sableye coming back in. I think what I'll do is switch in Heatran for Landorus, because I want to get another Intimidate off onto it. I don't know how likely another Earthquake is here, because my opponent will be hitting his target as well, and it's like not going to affect the Landorus, so it wouldn't make much sense for that here. Do you see a Fake Out into the Finny? Oh wow, we are just seeing another Earthquake. So we'll probably lose Heatran. No. But I don't think we got too many turns of the Misty Terrain left, but one Moonblast should take this Sableye down, unless it is sashed, which it quite possibly could be. But I'm just going to cycle in the Intimidate again here onto that Blaziken, as it continues to go for Earthquakes. So we get the Intimidate back onto it. Blaziken -2 now. Is it going to go? Oh, it's going for a Leer. Sableye going for the Leer. So kind of resetting one of those Intimidates. That's a nice tech on Sableye as well. And a Flare Blitz coming out this time around into predicting the Landorus switch in. Which is smart on my opponent's end. Sableye is going to go down though now. So no more Leer for my opponent. We're going to see another speed boost, but at this point I think we're alright, to be honest. And I'm just going to go for the Z move, because we haven't really used the Z move at all on the channel so far. So I'm just going to Z move, and I'm just going to Moonblast as well. My opponent might go for an Earthquake, predicting the Heatran switch in again. Going for a Rock Slide, covering all bases there. But we do take that with both Pokemon, as long as we don't Landorus flinches. But Finny gets away with it. And the Moonblast is enough to take it down. So good game to my opponent. And it looks like we're going to get a third game, guys, today. So that is good news. But let's see. At least we'll be climbing up the ladder as well a bit. So let's move on to our next victim, hopefully. Or we might be the victim. Maybe. So we will not save that. And we will go on The one thing that I really like about the new format is like just the amount of options that we have available to us. Like we'll go with Team Rainbow Rocket. Like we have an absolutely flurry of different options. From like it's not even just where you put your Mega now, it's where you put your Z move, and like different strategies and setting up things and just combinations of stuff. It's incredible. And like we are really just scratching the surface with it now, so it's kind of like I said yesterday, it's nice to kind of play something a bit more standard. It gets you guys aware of where its strengths and weaknesses are and how it likes to operate, as well as kind of getting a good gauge on the current meta game as well, and the current format, and what kind of things you need to prepare for going in when you're going to be building your own teams and stuff like that. So we have our next opponent, and probably our last opponent of the day, Archer, and they are running a team of Aegislash, Tapu Fini, Landorus-T in form, Whimsicott, Naganadel, and Charizard Y. So there we go. Right, probably going to have Tailwind as an option, definitely from the Naganadel or the Whimsicott. We've got to be a bit mindful of Encore, potentially from the Wimmy. Like Heatran's going to be really good here. We just need to be careful around, obviously, the Landorus. The Naganadel might have Hidden Power Ground, and the Tapu Fini. I think I'm going to lead off with Kang, Heatran. No, I'm not actually. I'm going to lead Kang, Naganadel. I'm going to bring Heatran in the back with Landorus. Yeah, and we'll go with that. And we'll go with the old Rainbow Rocket tune here. Look at Archer with his crazy hat on. We need to bling up our character as well. I would say how I've got a ton of money in game, but I don't want to give any spoilers out in case you guys haven't finished a point in the game yet, because there is a point in the game when you play through it and you do it, you get a ton of cash. So we have a lot of money to burn, so we can get some really good swag. See my opponent here lead off with Landorus-T and that Wimmy, so Whimsicott coming out. Right. So I'm gonna Mega Evolve. I'm gonna fake out the Landorus and do I Tailwind or do I just Sludge Bomb? It's Tailwind. Like, we're gonna see my opponent Whimsicott probably go for a Tailwind regardless here. So at least we'll be matching it. So Landorus actually withdrawing. Okay, that's fine. Aegislash coming in. And there's a Tailwind from the Wimmy. But from this board position, it's quite a nice position for us to actually... Now, where is the Wimmy going to Encore? That's the thing. Probably more likely to Encore than Naganadel, to be honest. I'm going to Sucker Punch the Aegislash with Kangaskhan, and I'm going to... See, this board position that my opponent has is a nice position to bring in Heatran, but at the same time, I don't want to bring Heatran in on a potential Ghostium Z from that Aegislash, because that will do way too much damage and put us in a little bit of a tight position. So I'm just going to go for a Snarl. If we get a Snarl off, then great. If we get a Sucker Punch off, then brilliant. So there's the Encore. Where is it going into? Kangaskhan. Okay, so that means we do get the Snarl off, which is going to be helpful going into the... Well, at least bringing in the Heatran against that Aegislash that are primarily like special attack users. So we do break Potential Sash on the Whimsicott as well. And we are going to see this Aegis Slash go for an attack, so it goes into its blade form. Shadow Ball is going to be into our Naganadel. Yeah. Okay. So I think here what we will do is let's bring in Heatran. And I wonder if we're going to see, I don't know. Let's go for a Sludge Bomb into that Whimsicott slot. Like, Naganadel might get Encored, but at the same time, if it does, we weaken the Aegis Slash further. If not, then we'll see. The Wimmy might have Moonblast, which I would imagine probably takes, well, maybe not. Maybe we survive it now with the -1, but we see Wimmy actually just withdraw, so Landorus-T coming in. Yeah, so Aegis Slash just gone into shield form. And we are going to get Sludge Bomb into this Landorus. It's not going to do too much because it is going to resist it, but any chip is good chip. Okay. So I'm going to switch out my Heatran into my Landorus here, and what's my opponent got? Floaty. Nothing too floaty. So I'm going to switch in Kang for Naganadel. Let's see what my opponent goes for here. Might go for an Earthquake. We might see like Wide Guard Earthquake come out. But we might see a Tectonic Rage come out as well. And just a Rock Slide coming out from this Landorus, which is alright. It's not the best. And we are going to see a Z move. Okay, where's this going to be into? If it's into our Landorus slot, it's not brilliant, but if it's into our Kang, it's not into our Kang slot, I don't think. Oh, it is into our Kang slot, so that was a really good switch for us there, which is amazing. We've got to expect the Aegis Slash to go into its defense form right now, so the King's Shield. I'm just going to U-turn out. And I don't even want to risk faking out because the Wimmy could come back in now to try and get another Tailwind up and catch something with an Encore. So we don't want to get trapped into faking out, especially if the Wimmy comes back in on that Aegis Slash slot and then locked in to fake out again. It means manoeuvring our board position down, giving my opponent a chance to kind of get back into the game. So we do see the Landorus switch out. There's going to be Tapu Fini. So this isn't really going to enjoy taking either, you know, it's not going to, like, it'll be able to take the U-turn quite comfortably, but it's not going to enjoy taking the double edge from the Kang. So there's the King's Shield coming out from the Aegis Slash. And there's the double edge. Do massive damage. Procs a berry. I wonder if it's, yeah, it's probably in range for another double edge this next turn to take it down. Yeah, definitely. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in Heatran, and I'm going to use this turn to get a substitute up. So you've got to imagine that the Aegislash wants to switch out here. It's just if the Whimsicott comes in. That's the only crux of this, because it could come in and on-call a Heatran, which is not ideal, but it's not really likely that a Whimsicott wants to switch in on a potential Heat Wave either. More likely that I think like we'll maybe see a Landorus switch in, maybe. My opponent let its Finny go down. I'll switch the Finny out into maybe Wimmy to go down, which would work out a lot better for us, but we'll see. So Aegislash going for a King Shield again, fails. We go for that double edge. This should be enough to take down this Finny. Yeah. So Finny going down, it gives us that free substitute. But you can imagine my opponent this next turn coming in with the Whimsicott. To lock that Heatran into the... No, it's a Landorus. Okay. So I'm just going to protect Heatran this turn, and I'm going to go for switching to my Landorus. And my opponent just forfeits, so I think we would have been able to lock that down quite easily from that point. Like it would have just been getting the opportunity right to get the Landorus in, and then kind of wait to pick off the Aegislash and maybe get the Kang back in when we've still got the sub up, and just get a couple of Heat Waves onto that opposing Landorus, and then that would have kind of been good. I mean, it's always going to be awkward with the Whimsicott being an option there with the Encore that can always threaten protects and substitutes and things like that, so it does make it a little bit awkward, but other than that, I think we might have been alright. But good game to my opponent, and we got 3 games in today, and all quite interesting games. Do let me know your thoughts on how they've been today, guys, and what you think of the team so far, and where you think things maybe could change, or what particular Pokemon are really sticking out to you. It'd be really interesting to hear your thoughts on that. But we'll be back for another episode tomorrow, so do stay tuned for that. Again, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It is an absolute pleasure to do these, and all the feedback and everything and support is just always amazing, so thank you so much for that. Do leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, obviously. Don't if you haven't. And do subscribe to the channel as well for all of our VGC content. We'll be having more competitive guides coming up soon. We have a stream on a Thursday night, and then we have our daily content, which is all going to be VGC 18 from here until who knows when, on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Is very exciting. And like I was saying through this episode, there are so many options and choices for the teams that we're going to be able to pull together and feature this year are going to be really exciting. So do keep your ideas coming in. If there's specific Pokemon and archetypes that you want to see, let me know, and we can make that happen for you guys. So until tomorrow, I will see you all later. So have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time of day it is, and just take care of yourselves, and I will see you all again tomorrow. So until then, guys, take care and bye bye.